Good morning, welcome to day 21 of my Munro challenge. Today I'm walking route 23. One Munro, Carn a Claman, Rocky Hill of the Hawks. I'm just setting off from the campsite actually at Blair Athol caravan site. There's a path following the burn which will take me up to the car park at the Bridge of Tilt, which is the start of the walk. This is a small holding Oak Goble, still following this track. As I say, I could have mountain biked this, but that's hindsight for you, isn't it? So we're approaching Marble Lodge. Shortly after this I think we recross the River Tilt, follow it for a bit longer, and then we'll be leaving it and the ascent will start. So I've just crossed the bridge there and I've spotted this faint path here cutting up through the heather. I think that's going to cut a corner off and meet back up with this track much higher up the hill. So I'm taking this and we'll see where we get to. Yes, that was the right thing to do. I can see the track ahead that we joined to, so I've cut a bit of a corner off there, although it was very steep. You gain, you lose as well. Isn't that beautiful? I just thought I'd take the opportunity to look back down Glen Tilt and the river meandering down the glen. Wow, there you go, first view of the top up there in the clouds. That looks a bit special, doesn't it? Fabulous. You can see the Land Rover track weaving up the side, and eventually it skirts around the back. It almost takes you to the top. Almost. Looking across there, I think there's 3 Munros over there that we're potentially doing tomorrow. Some weather coming in by the looks of it. So I'm hoping that little bit of cloud just blows away by the time I get there. It's quite an imposing summit. That I quite like the look of that one. Everest looking. So this is it. Carn a Claman. The cloud didn't blow away. So I'm having a sandwich and a coffee, and I've got here really a lot earlier than anticipated. So I'm just doing a map check, and I reckon I can cut across country to Beinn Dearg, which is tomorrow's route. I think it'll be about 3.5 miles. Probably would take me about an hour and a half. It might involve a river crossing, but I think it's worth the gamble. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is Joe.
Hey.
And Joe's bagging his first Munro today. We've just been having a chat about Munro bagging, and he's revisiting this one from when he was a kid, so he's having a good time of it. Anyway, there you go. So that's Beinn Dearg over there, up in the clouds, or the clouds just lifting off the summit actually. So I'm kind of making a beeline to it, but I do know there's, on the map it shows a path coming off to the right hand side of the summit, which I'm hoping to meet up with. So I'm going to be pretty much pathless until I get to that path, but anyway, that's my plan, so we'll see how it works. So we've crossed the river. It's wider than I anticipated. However, I did manage to find a reasonably shallow bit that I could tiptoe across. Just looking back down at the fell that we've come down across the river. Well, it's all pathless. We're making our way up this side. A bit boggy, a bit squelchy, but not too bad. Then we'll skirt this hill and hopefully pick up a path which will take us to the top. There she blows. Beinn Dearg. So it's been pathless, it's been undulating, it's been bogging, it's been steep, and I've still not got to the path yet. The path is ahead, probably at the end of the shoulder, where I'll pick the path up, which will take me up to the summit. So here we are at the top, Beinn Dearg. Wow, it took me about 2.5 hours to get here. That's the way home. Just looking back at Beinn Dearg, an imposing summit. Not as imposing as I thought Carn was, which you can see over there. That's where we've come from. So we've dropped off down into that glen, across the river, up round, skirted this hill, dropped back down to another burn and skirted that shoulder in the beyond and round to the top. So that section there took me 2.5 hours. The track's been obvious all the way down. I don't know, I'm going to come to a junction when I get down to this burn, and I either follow that track around the shoulder and down, or I follow that track down the burn and then over that moor side over there. I suspect they're similar. I don't think there's much in it in terms of ascent or distance, so I'll probably take that one. So this is where I thought the burn, and I'm not even sure what that is. It's not shown on the map. Must be some sort of lodge. I can't even see a building on the map. Oh, it's a bothy. There you go. You'd have thought that'd have been on the map. I'll have to recheck it. So I'm into the forest now. I think I'm about 1 mile from home. Gosh, my feet are aching today. So can't decide yet whether I've done the right thing or not, merging 2 days into one. I'll make my mind up in the summary, I suppose. Hi, so day 22. Today, as you probably gathered, I've done route 22 and 23 and I've merged them together. It's Tuesday the 17th of August. I set off from the campsite at Blair Athol, and I have to say it was really straightforward. The campsite's beside the car park at the Bridge of Tilt, and the track up to the Carn Chalane is extremely straightforward. Steep at places, but you're just following a Land Rover track pretty much all the way. Having said that, I did take shortcuts off the Land Rover track, up steeper paths, but that was just to stop the monotony of it, and B, the shortcuts. All in all, I was at the top in 3.5 hours, so I'd smashed it really. At which point I made the monumental decision to cut across to Beinn Dearg. Now, still debating whether it's the right thing to do. It was very difficult terrain, mainly pathless, other than the very faint Land Rover track which I initially set off on. Extremely boggy, very steep, peat hags, heather, rocky. It was just really difficult. The river crossing could have been, it was a lot wider than I anticipated, and there were no stones in it. So it could have been extremely difficult. Luckily I found a bit to get across, but you know, if in spate, you wouldn't have got across it. And then once you do get to the top of Beinn Dearg, which is fabulous by the way, it's a long way home. It's 9.5 miles home. It just seemed to take an age. The day to me was 24.5 miles. I took 10 hours, and there was 4,630 feet of climbing. Now my thought process was, at the top of Carn Chalane, I've got 2 19-mile days, or if I cut across I'll have one longer day, which turns out to be 24-mile day. So the kind of 1 24-mile day won over 2 19-mile days. That's kind of how I justified doing it, and it was probably the right thing to do if you've got 10 hours in your legs.